Saturday, September 8, 1990. The qualifying final at Waverley Park in Melbourne. The first final between Collingwood and the West Coast Eagles. The most dramatic climax in years.
It's a tie. It'll be a draw. It is a tie. That's the side. It's a draw. The sensation.
1 week later, Lee Matthews and his Magpies moved on, leaving the Eagles in their wake, on the way to that historic premiership. From Perth, the fourth qualifying final on week 1 of the 1994 final series. Seven Sport is proud to present the number 1 side in the competition, the West Coast Eagles against Collingwood.
Sudden death for the Pies, the emergency umpire already out on the ground as we're set to go. First bounce, Monkhorst slipped over. Chance for Shaw, dragged off it. Monkhorst goes off the ground, it's going to be a free kick. Tony Shaw to get it alongside the centre circle.
The emergency umpire's already speaking to David Hart, he's in the back pocket.
Latecomers, the weather terrific in Perth after a lot of rain yesterday. Shaw goes down towards half forward. Jakovic reaches over the top, fisting away, taken by Fraser. Kicks well inside the 50, Tranquilli in front. Matera breaks away. Brennan's disciplined fist put Matera in motion. Forward of half back, goes down towards half forward. Lewis backs off his man. Oh, terrific. Krasiska in front.
Great play there by Gavin Krasiska. Gets the hand pass to Christian. Christian goes into the centre where the mark has been taken by Monkhorst. His handball finds Watson. Watson, the short kick, and the mark taken by Buckley.
Probably best on the ground last time these two teams met. He was in sensational form at the MCG on that particular day.
Good player, Nathan Buckley, and uses the ball pretty well. Tranquilli couldn't quite hang on to it. Racing onto it now is Williams. Williams shot for goal. Just misses to the right. That through for the first score of the game are behind to Collingwood.
And that was the man that David Hart was spoken to. He was having a little bit of a pushing and shoving match, and the emergency umpire came out to speak to Hart because he was pushing with Paul Williams.
McIntosh, also a dart coming in, making the point for these Eagles under a cloud during the week. Ashley McIntosh.
McCartney at centre half forward. Jakovic is his opponent.
Very high ball. Collingwood have got the numbers. Jakovic sandwiched, heads for the boundary line, pushed across there by Johnny Hassel. One of 3 Collingwood players to play every game this season. Monkhorst and Buckley, the other 2. There's the Collingwood bench. Kerrison in the foreground. Rocker behind him. Brown backing back. Pike over the top. Jakovic dragged off the kick. It scrambles down towards the wing. Spinks couldn't control it. Francis kept it in front. Close to the line. Well done by Watson on Wilson. The ball's out of bounds.
Tony Shaw quick to give Watson a pat on the back of the head for that solid bump. And you can see there magnificent conditions for football here in Perth.
There's a free kick behind play.
About 20 metres away. The free kick looks as though it's going to the West Coast. It'll be taken by Wilson.
A relayed free kick down the ground, and McGuan's still at it with Mainwaring behind play.
The kick to full forward's been marked by Sumic. So I think the West Coast Eagles fans pretty happy to see Peter Sumic into the action early after being in the centre of all that controversy from last weekend's match.
And McGuan still mouthing off. Kelly also gave Sumic a little one in the ribs to go on with. There's a lot of feeling, as you expect in this game.
Well, the 3 umpires is going to chop all of that rubbish off the play out, isn't it? I mean, and it's too risky to do anything to give the opposition any sort of an advantage. They're still pushing and shoving McGuan and Mainwaring as Sumic prepares to kick from 40 metres. Should make the distance quite easily. Oh, it's a magnificent kick. Beautiful kick by Sumic. It's a goal.
Sumic, the first goal. Great record in big games. High and smothered off the boot. It scrambles down towards half forward. The look away hand pass came from Bond to Kemp. Goes down towards full forward. Kelly goes back. Complete and resplendent with the gloves. Takes the mark. Goes out wide. This is Christian to Francis. They need him this afternoon. Around the other side he goes. Little chip pass. Kept it in, did he? No. Out on the full. Buckley's got the ball, but now it's with McKenna. Right on the wing.
One interesting move is Scott Russell on Bond. I wonder whether Russell's fit enough to go with Bond.
Wilson hands to it, couldn't hang on. Kemp superbly done, great tackle. Hurt got him down. Ball wedged in there, and the umpire calls for it.
There's Scott Russell in screen there. He's just off the outside of that pack. Looks a little bit pale, Scott. He hasn't really recovered from that.
Pale?
Well, he does. Dennis,
terrific tackle by Gary Pert there. There's a kick out of bounds on the full again by Collingwood. So the free kick for the West Coast to be taken by Matera. He's perhaps too far out to score. No, the ball is going back to Bond. So it's Bond for the Eagles from about 70 metres. And we heard John Rogers mention that the Eagles are going with the breeze at their back in this first term. Lovely kick by Bond, punched away by Pert, close to the line. It will go through for one behind, rushed to the Eagles. They've kicked a goal through their full forward Peter Sumich, and Collingwood have managed just one behind so far. This is Pert for Collingwood.
Collingwood playing the huddle too, and they're the West Coast are man on man. You can see there.
Terrific congregation of players just between fullback and centre halfback. And now McGuan has made the break. The kicker's got to cover the territory though. It falls short. The bounce was awkward for Main Waring. Over the top, McGuan went to Fraser. Fraser goes down the wing. It's not a bad kick either. And Hassel marks the football just inside the boundary line.
And a terrific season. Hassel centering kick. Tranquilli's the target. McIntosh almost. Evans slips the hand pass away. McKenna feeds Matera. Across half back. Comes out wide. Centimetre perfect. Needed to be and was. Hart's got it. And go over the top. Kemp. That wasn't. And bounces out of bounds. The ground looking immaculate. Throw in. Right half forward. The Eagles haven't lost on this ground this season. Long course to hand to it. Brown, Francis, a hot hand pass, left it behind as a result. Hines picks it up in the action early. Towards half forward, knocked away down there. Spinks was in front. Christian from behind. Francisca heads for the boundary line, and that will do.
A terrific crowd, Dennis, packed in here. I think there was a bit of a doubt about at the end there, as though we were going to not quite fill this ground. But certainly a capacity crowd at the WACA. You can see the scores there at that game that Collingwood beat the Eagles at the MCG. But they've got a job in front of them to beat them here at the WACA. Here's Krasiska fighting very hard for Collingwood. His right foot kick, all he could do in that situation was go for the line, and a boundary throw-in will take place. The West Coast raging hot favourites to win this game. Boundary throw-in between wing and left half forward for the Eagles. Hines gets a left fist to it. Tony Shaw a chance. No, Watson. The ball spills over for another throw-in. Wilson and Tony Shaw. And the umpire quickly on the scene to sort that out. So all clear. Throw it in, please, boundary umpire. 1-1 the Eagles. Collingwood just one behind at this stage. Kemp's got the football. Just able to get his right foot to it, kicks it pretty well straight up in the air, punched away by Christian. And another throw-in will take place at left half forward for West Coast.
5-1 on, Robert. You've got to be kidding.
It is unbelievable. I thought 7-2 Collingwood in a two-horse race with 21 blokes having a go were half a chance.
Okay, put me on too. There's the throw-in, knocked forward by Christian, taken by Russell. Krasiska moves the ball. McGuan does nicely in a tight situation, comes away with it, goes towards the middle, storming up the ground. Good grab, Buckland. Always his ball. From the centre circle, keeps it low, punching it up into the breeze. Here's Williams, blistering acceleration, the hand pass a metre behind where it needed to be. Fraser couldn't control it. Worsfold, Hart left it. Picked up by Fraser, shovels it out to Buckley, 45 metres out, hooks it down towards the pocket. Francis goes back, tried to knock it on. Here's an opportunity, hot and well played, young fellow. Good tackle, Matera, jumping in the air, Kemp got it to McIntosh. A bumble uncharacteristically from McKenna, and the ball goes out of bounds. Hectic stuff.
Well, it's interesting looking at the West Coast forward line down the other end of the ground. Ball and Sumich with their respective opponents are in the goal square. Nobody in the 50-metre semicircle except those four players who are in the goal square.
Well, the ball fed out towards half-back for the West Coast, taken by Evans. His kick, not too bad. Hines has got a little bit of space, gathers his thoughts, and then kicks off the left foot. And Wilson is marked between wing and centre half forward for West Coast. His kick goes high, out in front. Sumich from behind, taken away by Kelly, just got a vital hand to it, and then an important bash fumble there by Brown, but it's gathered by Kelly for Collingwood. The little pass is okay, and the mark is taken by Buckley. Already quite prominent is Nathan Buckley in this game. He's kicked the full forward, and it holds up just nicely for Houghton. He gets the handball to McGuan. McGuan goes towards full forward tranquilly. It's punched away by McIntosh. McIntosh, close to the boundary line, gets an effective kick close to the line. It's taken over by McKenna for a boundary throw in just forward of centre wing, nearly up to right half forward for the Magpies. Collingwood have kicked it behind. West Coast have kicked 1-1. Early part of the match, players still searching each other out. The ball spills to the back. Chance for Hassel. Dragged down was Tony Shaw, but Evans may have been in that contest as well. And Evans is going to receive the free kick, and now there's a 50-metre penalty being applied. Tony Shaw not protesting, and he's usually quite vehement in his reactions to something like that, so he obviously thought the free kick was justified, but the 50-metre penalty brings Evans, well, to within scoring distance, you would think.
There's a big hole there, Ian, on which one of those forwards, either Sumich or Ball, can lead. Sumich has given the lead.
Evans has set it up. It'll land in the square, and it's helped close to the line, as a matter of fact, over in the left forward pocket for the Eagles for a boundary throw-in.
David Hart's now come up. They've made the change, and he's picking up Hassel, and Worsfold's gone back onto the Williams, and those two fellows, Williams and Worsfold, are in the goal square at the other end of the ground.
Eagles by 6 points. Watson, chance for Shaw, heads for the boundary line. It goes across. So the Magpies making a solid start into the breeze. Over 1 million people paid to see Collingwood play this season. No other club past the million mark. Essendon and Carlton next best. There's the throw-in. Spinks from behind. Christian heads for the boundary again. This is Pike. Had a marvellous year, but this one floats out of bounds on the full. Collingwood to take the kick. Scotty Russell down there. No, in fact, it's going across to Craig Kelly. Deep in his own defensive area, Kelly. This one holds up in the breeze. Monkhorst in front. It falls behind a Pike. Quickly away to Main Waring. Nicely done. Nicely smothered by Brown. Ricochets across to Hines. Clever hand pass. Fumbling early. This is Pike. Pulls it back towards the middle. Watson knocks it away from Wilson. Evans to Hines. Hines from 40. Out of bounds on the ball.
Actually, that was excellent play by Wilson. He got himself in front of the pack, and by getting in front, the ball came to ground. He could have come from the side or from behind on that situation, but it really did make something out of that by good play by Wilson.
Well, Collingwood doing well, holding the West Coast Eagles up at this stage in the first term. Eagles lead by 6 points. The ball at left half forward for the West Coast. Still McGuan and Main Waring. Umpire Vernon quickly onto the scene to tell them both to settle down. The ruckman go at it. Monkhorst gets it to the back, but it's taken by Evans. He's caught. Wilson's going to get caught. This ball spills for Shaw. Shaw's handball. Christian waited beautifully. Then Francis. Francis at centre half back. The little kick has been marked by Fraser. The handball onto the captain Brown. He's tackled. The ball falls in short. Opportunity now here for McIntosh. He's tackled by Buckley. Ball spills for Tranquilli, then Fraser. Buckley again. The ball difficult to control. McCartney gets his right foot to it. Across the half-forward line. This is Hassel. He needs some players in support. It's been head-butted out of there by Houghton by the look of that. McIntosh is a free kick off the ball.
It's against Houghton.
And it will go to David Hart.
Act of frustration, but the tackling has been sensational by the West Coast, putting Collingwood under a lot of pressure.
Not kicking goals at the moment, though, the Eagles. High kick towards the wing. Mickey McGuan, well done. Running in from the side.
Does well, McGuan. He's got a groin injury, still carrying it.
They're sharing the ball. This is Russell. Probing kick back inside the 50. Houghton, I thought. No mark. McCartney's hand pass. Slick. Opportunity now. The handball came across from Hassel to McCartney. Goes down towards full forward. Drifting back Worsfold. Angles the punch away well and concedes a behind.
Prime Television, supporting local traders to promote better business. You walk into a showroom, you see all the new furniture on display and you form a picture of how it will look in your home. Then you find the price tags. Well, don't be disillusioned. There's one showroom that offers a variety of new furniture at the best prices around, Furniture Bazaar, opposite the Plain in Bolton Park.
Home security is just a phone call away with FitRite. FitRite offer a complete range of security doors, fly screens, roller doors, controller doors, entrance and internal doors for all applications in an appealing range of designs and styles. FitRite for your own peace of mind. Update at Stadium Car Sales. You'll find the right car from a wide range of quality cars, commercials and four-wheel drives at WACA's leading pre-owned car specialist. Stadium Car Sales. Join the growing crowd of satisfied customers at Stadium Car Sales, Edward Street, WACA.
Promoting better business locally with Prime Television and local traders.
I remember one incident where we had a boyfriend and girlfriend coming back, and he'd fallen asleep at the wheel. They were only in their early 20s. Run off the road, hadn't hit anything else, run into a tree or something, and she was paralysed from the waist down. He had minor injuries, just some cuts and abrasions. She couldn't move her legs, and she was coping very well herself at the time, but he wasn't coping at all, and that was quite hard.
It's Pike, who went down on all fours. Looks like he's in a bit of trouble. The doctor coming out to him.
Monkhorst gets an effective left hand to it. Not quite clear of a congested area. Buckley does well. Francis runs into an open goal. Left foot snap is a goal. Kicked by Tony Francis. So the Magpies hit back and scores a level early in the match here at the WACA between the West Coast Eagles and the Magpies.
Well, he had Tranquilli, Francis. He gets this hit out. Now, what you don't see off screen is the lead from Tranquilli. He decided to, there you can see Tranquilli left the screen and Tony Francis decided to go over the top.
Collingwood attacking again, free kick out of the middle. McCartney's got this one, so Francis getting that last goal. He's not a goal-kicking rover, coming in only 17 games this season. Tranquilli gives the lead. McCartney beckons. Now goes for distance. Down towards full forward. They'll contest about 10 metres out. McKenna hooks it behind. So the Eagles under pressure, kicking on the breeze. Got to say, though, looking at those flags on the police building alongside the ground, the breeze has dropped. Bad luck for the Magpies. It has fallen away in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Ball in the pocket. Brennan's got it. Matthews would be delighted with his start. The attitude is right. They've got the appetite for the contest, the Magpies. The rank outsiders showing a lot of form. Brown, was he pushed in the back? No free kick. Holding the ball, the decision. It's going the other way. Gavin Brown penalised. I think Evans will take it. Evans, right half back. No one stands the mark. Away he goes. Long kick down towards half forward. Watson. Better judgment, takes the mark behind Wilson.
He's recovered remarkably well, 50-metre penalty. But when he went off the ground last week, he looked as though he's in all sorts of trouble, Shane Watson. It's amazing what the medical staff of a club can do these days in helping the players recover in such a short period of time. Watson gets the handball to Krasiska. Tranquilli, good hands.
Indeed. Reminiscent of the MCG form he showed where he led Michael Brennan a merry dance.
Well, he'd have to be a bit of a chance from here. He's out there at left half forward, about 40 metres out, bearing in mind that he's probably kicking into a fair sort of a breeze. But he goes for the long kick into the square. Spills now for McKenna, runs away, and kicks it out of danger for the Eagles at this stage. Very awkward bounce. It'll go close to the line and over in front of Krasiska and
kick.
Lewis.
Great clearing kick by McKenna.
Gavin Krasiska manning up on Chris Lewis at this stage. Collingwood by a point. And Monkhorst bashes it straight back over. So that boundary umpire will have to repeat the dose in much the same situation as the previous boundary throw-in.
Tony Evans has started well, 9 possessions so far. McKenna 5. Monkhorst, clean possession, well, almost. Here's Kemp breaking away from the pack, goes looking for ball through his fingertips. Sumich waiting behind. Over the top, Kelly. And now Pert getting up towards half-back. Good to see him run earlier in the season. We may have thought that was a thing of the past. Hart was held. He'll get the free kick. Advantage is played. Kemp comes away. He's alongside the centre circle. Great kick. Bond is running onto it. Bond open goal. Eagles goal. All about the breeze, that one. And Bond read it best off the boot.
Well, that goal certainly brought the crowd to life. It's been a little quiet, really nothing to write home about as far as excitement. It's been a very dour game. But here's Pert running. Now the ball's going to be rebounded. Again, hard in front of Hassel. Kemp playing on Tony Francis. Gets it from midfield. The long kick. And it just has the carry to Bond, who is behind Watson.
So back in the centre. The momentum there with Hines, but it's Kemp streaming clear of the centre. Ordinary kick, but it's gathered by Sumich. Sumich, a left foot snap for goal, and the Eagles have got their third.
Well, I've just got to disagree, Ian. That was a magic kick by Kemp because he looked down the ground and he literally hooked it because Sumich was on the lead. And he found his man, it grubbed along the ground, but it still found its mark. There's what they're doing. They're leading from the full forward line. Look deep in that square. And he has been giving a lot of leads that have been neglected by his teammates further up the ground, but that was excellent play. That's the second time that Kent's been responsible for goals.
Sumich has now kicked two. Shane Bond has kicked one. And for Collingwood, Tony Francis is their goal kicker. Monkhorst, ineffective. McGuan gathers, can't break clear. So the umpire will be forced to bounce.
Inside the centre square. The officials today. Monkhorst up, wins it down decisively. One's kick smothered. Lands on top of it. They dive on top of him. And a bounce. So suddenly, a war of attrition, then two quick goals to the West Coast Eagles. Margin 11 points. Just over 3 minutes till quarter time. Hines. Monkhorst grabs it. He's been very good. Floats it down towards half forward. Jakovic stands tall, punches away. Mainwaring. Well played, McGuan. Trapped it to his own advantage. Gets by Wilson. Draws a man in Spinks. Gave it to Brown. This is Watson peeling off half back towards half forward. Little push in the back by Worsfold. Unnoticed. Jakovic combines nicely with McKenna. Mainwaring. Particularly good kicker. High up and under. Christian sets. Up he goes. Bond did well. Watson waits behind. A little indecisive with the first touch. Goes and finds it on the ground. Clever kick around the corner. Johnny Hassel's away. Pushed to the back as he kicked. And the ball will come back to Hassel. It's not a relay kick, but certainly that push in the back affected the kick.
Well, actually, it's brought play back, but the effort was there. It's a good effort by Kemp.
Well, that should be nearly deemed the same as a trip because the play is held up, and that's exactly what the trip is designed to do. Hassel's kick goes towards the half-forward area. Up high was Monkhorst, but equally as determined there, Brennan. The punch clears for a boundary throw-in. To say that Shane Bond brought the Eagles fans to their feet would be the understatement of the afternoon so far. Exciting football by the Eagles when Bond got that goal. Jakovic in trouble, he's caught! And Collingwood will take the free kick courtesy of Francis. And Jakovic and Tony Shaw having a dust-up.
John Hassel now running with Dean Kemp, and running with Tony Francis, who just had that kick, is David Hart.
Off hands out of bounds in the pocket. Tony Francis.
Tony Shaw going off the ground too. Change being made by Collingwood there. You can see Shane Kerrison.
Wow, interesting reception for Tony Shaw. Ball goes towards the boundary tranquilly. Gets it away. Hassel out of space. Hooks it back towards the kickoff line. Otten in trouble. McKenna, nicely done. Kicks towards half back. Fraser, what a terrific mark. Not only skill, but great courage going back into the unexplored. Buckley could score from here. 45 metres out. Marvellous kick. It's good. Nathan Buckley.
Prodigious kick of the football is Nathan Buckley, and he just let that go from one step on the 50-metre line. Despite the breeze, hung in the air, but it's still got the required distance. Good play by Fraser, who goes short here to Buckley. Watch Buckley. 1, 2. Oh, he made a liar of me. 2 steps. Maybe a little 1, 2.5 steps. Good effort.
Magnificent kick by Buckley for Collingwood's second goal. The Eagles break clear of the centre through Pike towards half forward. It goes through Christian. Chance now for Spinks off his right foot. A long kick by Spinks. Misses to the right and through for the Eagles third behind. It's 6 points the margin here at the WACA in favour of the Eagles.
Feel for Christian on that occasion because he ran at the ball. Spinks ran second, took the benefit.
Huddle of players at between centre half back and full back. The kick in goes in the direction of Watson. Handball is on and it's not bad because Russell didn't have to change stride. Russell's kick hopefully will bounce inside. No, it's well over on the full, so the free kick will be taken for the Eagles by Glenn Jakovic.
Jakovic squares the ball. There's Hart in midfield. David Hart goes long. It's a floater. Lewis. Well, that seemed fair enough.
That's fair enough. Use of the body, Dennis.
Yes, exactly. Timed it to perfection. Just peeling off his man there with a little...
You don't agree, Robbo?
No.
Why?
I just cannot understand how that can be let go when the ball is further than 5 metres away through the air.
Well, that's probably the bone of contention with us, isn't it? How close was the ball? But Lewis has got it. He will kick from about 35 metres out. Important kick, this one. He steers it through. His first. The Eagles stretch their lead. They're out by 12 points.
Well, the team's locked away there for a while on 7 points, and it looked like it was going to be a very boring first quarter. But here's Lewis, and he just nudges his opponent out at the critical time.
I suppose we see a lot of forwards do that these days. Still back in the centre, and Monkhorst nearly takes it out of the air, but Evans, his kick smothered.
Well
Wilson
done by
gets
Wilson.
it out of there towards the centre half forward area. Christian tackled there by Speaks. Ball spills for Kemp. He in turn goes to Evans. Evans from a pretty well standing position. The ball now nearly with Sumic. Can he break clear? No. Kelly and Bird hold him up about 15 metres out. And maybe time will beat the Eagles. There's only a few seconds left as we have another look at what happens here.
A good effort by Ball. It was going to be out of play. Then he decided to make it a contest. And because of the fact he made it a contest, the ball is now in dispute.
Eagles lead by 12 points. Close to quarter time. And Collingwood would be only too happy, I would think, to see the siren sound here and leave the scores as they are at quarter time. 12 points the margin. And the siren does sound. Wilson throws his left foot at it and scores a goal, but it won't be registered. And at quarter time, West Coast lead this fourth qualifying final by 12 points.
Greg Norman and his world team take on the USA. The President's Cup, live on 7 Sport beginning Friday.
Tuesday.
I've killed her, sir.
Is he an innocent cop haunted by his victim?
I think she was saying she was getting wild.
Or will Tony piece together a sordid picture?
This woman you say was taunting you with her lover.
Why?
Of a man inspired to murder his wife.
Such a kind-mannered man.
I'm so sorry for what I've done.
If you love a mystery that'll take your breath away.
This is a bloody show.
Between the Lines.
He loved her!
8:30 Tuesday on Prime. The one to watch.
In the next few weeks, every NRMA member will receive a prospectus and proxy voting paper. So now you can vote for the proposal to float the NRMA and give members around $500 worth or more of free shares. Read the prospectus carefully and then vote for your share of the NRMA.
This is the sort of cooking you used to go out for. But when you can prepare a meal of Latina fresh pasta and sauces in around 10 minutes, your favorite little Italian restaurant could well be your own.
New Pino Clean Multi-Surface Cleaner. As it cleans, it can also kill germs and flu viruses for 24 hours. It's so clean you could.
Now you can kid-proof, pet-proof, party-proof, goof-proof your beautiful new Solomon's carpet for 10 long years. It's the 3M Scotchguard 10-year protection plan and it's exclusive to Solomon's. Buy any Solomon's carpet treated with stain release and for a small extra fee, 3M guarantee to replace your carpet if it's permanently stained by anything at all in the next 10 years. Wine, chocolate, oil, you stain it, they'll fix it.
It's magic.
It sure is. Beautiful new carpet, 10 years peace of mind, exclusive to Solomon's.
She brought it home.
And you loved it. He loved the extra clean feeling
and freshness.
Me too.
New Colgate with baking soda. The same protection of fluoride and the extra clean feel of baking soda.
You can really feel the difference.
If you haven't tried it, you don't know what you're missing.
New Colgate with the extra clean feel of baking soda.
Lock the doors, shut the windows, turn the volume to overload, and let's rock the world. 28 monster cuts. For Linda Carlisle. The best of the best. Rock the world. 2 big CDs that kick from Concept. Check them out.
Pay less for new glasses in WACA. See Budget Eyewear. Best service, best quality and best value with complete glasses from only $40. You'll find us in the Sturt Mall. Budget Eyewear. Simply the best value in sight.
Don't forget to vote in the NRMA member share offer as soon as you receive your proxy voting paper in the mail. Because if you don't act now, you won't get any shares.
Second term at the WACA. Collingwood now. Their turn with the win. Hines uncontested. Wide of the pack, taken by Brown. Strong tackle by Mainwaring, got him down. Evans, who's been in everything, gained about 10 metres through the legs of Montcourt. Kemp, was he pushed in the back? The umpire says he was taken high, so Kemp will get the free in any case. Still inside the centre square. Shane Kerrison standing the mark. 4-3 to 2-3. Kemp, flashes of brilliance so far. His 8th possession. Swings it out wide. Ball. Pitches just in front of him. Right on the 50. Pulls it back. It pitches about 20 metres from goal. Well done by Kelly. Great strength to pluck that one. Releases Russell, who storms up the ground. Forward of half-back. Towards half-forward. Francis down there with Hart. Bad luck for Hassel, storming past the pack. Got an unkind bounce. Jakovic goes over the top. Thumped over the line by Francis.
He's very dependable, Jakovic. Very, very dependable.
Gee, it was great ball handling by Kelly at full-back for the Magpies when the Eagles looked a little threatening. But now the ball at right half forward for Collingwood. The ball at the back for Francis. A high kick by that player to the goal square. At the back, a chance for Tranquilli. Dragged off the football. The umpire calls play on. The Eagles will get clear. It's McKenna. 2 bounces. Pike ran past Tranquilli and missed him. McKenna goes for the boundary line. Close. And bounces just inside. So we'll have a boundary throw in.
Andrew Tranquilli reminded me of a teammate.
Namely?
Michael Moncrief, when the hands went out there, Moncrief was very good at drawing the umpire's attention.
Well,
to the fact that he was being manhandled.
Well, Michael Moncrief not here, but Tranquilli's here, and Collingwood need perhaps a surge of goals from that player if they're to have a chance in this match. The umpire deeming there that no player had a chance to get rid of it, so he'll bounce. It's on centre wing and quite close to the boundary line as we see the Collingwood interchange, Rocker, Shaw and Sharkey. And a little bit of a shepherding incident there in the ruck contest, and the free kick will go to Monkhorst. So Damien Monkhorst has a chance to get Collingwood up to their 50-metre line. Short kick taken by Buckley, tackled by McKenna was good. Brown's handball serves it up for Fraser. Good option there. He gave it to Kerrison. The other player running was Russell. The kick across the half-forward line. Tranquilli and McIntosh. A very, very athletic player is McIntosh, and he's kicked it over on the full. I think he has. So the pressure applied by Andrew Tranquilli was good. Interestingly, Collingwood going with Tranquilli and Rocker on the interchange bench. Not able to take the mark there was Trent Houghton, and the ball spills over for a throw-in. It's inside Collingwood's 50-metre area. Right half forward, they trail by 2 goals. The Eagles 4-3, Collingwood at 2-3. The ruck contest, it's gathered there by McKenna. He's able to thread his way through and then creatively give it to David Hart. Hart's kick, high, swirling with the breeze. It's punched away from ball there by Pert. Nearly taken by Monkhorst. Gathering the centre of the ground by Hines. The ball spills now back towards Evans. Lewis is in the middle of the action. Hines, the little shepherd there was effective. Lewis's kick close to the line. Matera's a chance. Grabs the football and then thumps it towards half forward. Great mark. Terrific mark taken by Wilson. He's 2.5 kicks from goal.
You just have to go long. You'll have to go long.
He kicks it in towards centre half forward. The punch from behind. The gather is by Kemp. The kick by Kemp is just offline. Could have bounced anyway there. And unfortunately for the Eagles, it's one behind. So 4-4 plays 2-3 early in the second quarter as Chris Waterman prepares to take his turn on the arena.
Mickey McGuan circling. A holding pattern at centre half back.
It is.
Gary Pert.
It's a man-on-man situation. There's nobody out wide for Collingwood.
Magnificent kick taken by Brown, who thought about going, flirted with the idea. McGuan almost collided with the umpire. How could the umpire have seen that? He was taking evasive action, but he decides to award the free kick to McGuan.
Fortunate the Pies there.
Still, it would have been unfortunate had he collided with the umpire. Mickey in a tight situation there. He's got the ball on the wing. Study and indecision. Eventually goes down towards half forward. Good kick. Dropped the mark, should have done better. McCartney left the ball behind. McKenna didn't. Jakovic won't. Jakovic stabs it to the wing and Matera. Mostly miss it half forward for Collingwood. Matera, clever kick into the path of Spinks. Spinks with the run of it. Wrestled towards the boundary line by Pert. It's still in. Fraser keeps it in front, standing his ground. Christian. Oh, brilliantly done. Harrison comes away. Awkward one for Russell. Coming to meet him, Hines. Spills to Matera. That is the shortest of short passes. Kemp, the centering kick.
Just one too many handball by Collingwood when Kerrison tried to set it up for Russell.
His record, as I mentioned earlier, in the hurly-burly of final football is quite outstanding, Peter Simic. He's lining up at number 3 here. He's had his detractors in Western Australia. But on song, he can be a match winner. Coming in 36 goals in 10 matches against Collingwood. John Worsfold is off the ground, a problem with the contact lens. It all lies, perhaps with the exception of John's, on Simic. From 45 metres out, he's bending it around, hasn't got the carry. Is it a remark or a goal? Ball comes up with it.
I think they might have preferred it to be a goal because this angle that he's going to get put on surely must be close to the boundary line, mustn't it?
Yes, ball wants to go, but he can't. The angle hasn't been set, or has it? Well, I thought the umpire was taking him far wider.
Tuesday on Blue Heelers.
This patient's injuries were not all sustained in the accident.
A woman afraid.
Can anyone help you?
Hiding a secret.
Please talk to me.
A case of abuse.
Did you tell anyone about these attacks?
Is he a caring husband?
What's upsetting you?
Or a hideous monster?
I love Pina. She doesn't want to see you.
And can Maggie handle a young man's advances?
I can handle it on my ear.
Before he makes a big mistake.
You treat me like a colleague or I'll be forced to claim sexual harassment.
There's so much more in Blue Heelers, 7:30 Tuesday on Prime.
That's standard all models. Computer torque control engine.
To see the new Ford Falcon, all you need do is see your local Ford dealer.
Ah, now that's music. So smooth, so enjoyable. These are the musical moments that have lasted a lifetime. Golden Hits of the Century is 36 songs that have never left our hearts. With music's greatest orchestras and greatest singers. This is a fantastic music offer. Golden Hits of the Century is over 100 minutes of timeless memories from J&B.
Prime Television, promoting better business with these local businesses.
WACA Spanline specialises in construction of patios, carports, screened rooms, glass rooms and room additions. Spanline is 20% cooler and 40% stronger than comparable systems. See their display rooms at 45 Copland Street. Call 218-070 for a free measure and quote.
Here at Patch's Pet Shop, apart from Ian and David Harp, you'll find a wide range of beautiful birds, cages of all descriptions, seed, lots of fish, and good old honest reliable service. Patch's Pet Shop next door to Coringal Dry Cleaners, 43 Lake Albert Road, Coringal.
For the biggest range of bikes with top brand names like Giant and Apollo at great prices. For lay-by on all bikes and accessories ready for Christmas. For sales and service on mountain, kids, BMX or triathlon bikes. You can't go past the Wagga Cycle Centre, Fitzmaurice Street, Wagga. Call in and pedal away today.
Prime Television Business Guides, your guide to better business.
And previous.
Stand by 2, take 2. Okay, 3, tighten up a bit, that's good. Follow him. And stand by 3, take 3.
For more information about Charles Sturt University's television production degree program, contact the admissions office, Wagga Wagga campus.
Pay less for new glasses in Wagga. See Budget Eyewear. Best service, best quality and best value with complete glasses from only $40. You'll find us in the Sturt Mall. Budget Eyewear. Simply the best value in sight.
For the West Coast, I don't know whether he's going straight to the bench or up to the rooms, because he injured his ankle when he tried to punch the ball against Gavin Brown in the centre of the ground.
Longhorst, down towards Brown. In fact, it's McKenna who comes away though. Drives it down towards half forward. Kenny leads back. Kelly leads up. Loose ball. Krasiska hits for the boundary line. Kelly will get a free kick though.
You need to say Collingwood's defence is keeping them in the game, because the Eagles with just 5 goals, only 9 minutes left in the first half, they've restricted their chances.
Not the first time this season. Kelly, massive kick on the wing towards the outer side. Christian claims the mark and it's played. Christian can come to the middle and does. McCartney's got it. Just wide at the centre square. Hoists it very high towards centre half forward. Houghton comes out. That's a great grab.
Going to centre half forward, Houghton. Rocker at full forward.
Taken goal square. Rocker led. They've cleared out the 50 Collingwood. Rocker down there with McIntosh now. So Michael Malthouse adjusting the assignments down there. There's Houghton going for his second goal. Very important kick this one. No good. McIntosh apprehensively at the ball. 2 on 1. Away he comes from the back pocket towards the wing. All Collingwood approaching this ball. Williams waits. Mainwaring arrives. Williams too slick. Goes down towards half forward. Fingertips of Matera. That was enough. Juggled across the line by Hart.
Maybe Williams could have taken 1 or 2 more strides and bombed that further towards the square. And the precision of the kick, not quite what was required. Big leap there by Brown. And he smashes it towards goal. About 8 or 9 metres closer from the previous throw-in. 52 metres from the Collingwood goal. They've kicked 3-3. The Eagles have kicked 5-5. Sumic has kicked 2 goals to be the only multiple goal scorer on the ground so far. Francis gives away a little ground. Awkward kick makes it difficult now for Moncrief. Jakovic is his opponent. Jakovic does direction of Ball. Ball gets it back. This is Evans getting plenty of the football. Evans kick, rebounds. Collingwood may turn it over. McCartney gets rid of it suspiciously. Williams. Then Pert's hand pass to Severe. This is Matera. To break it up goes Peter Matera. Through the centre of the WACA. The short kick goes across the 50-metre line. That breeze must be stronger. It doesn't look all that bad from here, but the players are having a lot of difficulty directing the football. It's at full forward for the West Coast. Matera's a chance. Can't spin out of trouble. Ball spills close to the line and over for a throw-in. Left half-forward flank for the West Coast. They lead 5-5 to 3-3, and we've got 6 3/4 minutes left. Spinks having a rest on the bench with Wilson for the Eagles. This is Moncors. Can't break clear. Gets his heel to it. Matera leaves it behind. The umpire allowing play to go on must come in as players are screwed all over the place, and he's got to bounce the ball.
Well, the Collingwood half-forward line is a small one. They've got Buckley at centre half-forward. They've got Hassel on one flank, Gavin Brown on the other, and Houghton and Rocker are the two big fellows at the full-forward position, or right in the goal square.
The umpire certainly let them play there. It seemed a free kick to Monkhorst, who now proceeds to give one away. Be taken by Ball. I suppose technically he can say he was playing the ball. Here's Jason about 50 metres from goal. It'll take a good kick from here. Right on the 50. That is a good kick. Hasn't got the carry. Hit the post. Post up. So the Eagles have done plenty of the attacking up into this breeze. Perth to bring it in. 36 plays 21.
Let's see what happens from this huddle here. Collingwood, the huddle again. You can see there the West Coast playing man-on-man.
What about the umpire in the middle of all that?
The back leader's been good.
Oh, look, here's a break by Watson. Give it to him.
Generally, it's the man running back towards the middle.
Oh, there's another one. There's two minds carried Perth. Williams gave him one.
Here it is again. The man leading back away from the kicker, McGuan. Michael Malthouse would have seen that. McGuan and Mainwaring close to the line. Cross the line out of bounds.
Holding the man.
Of the zone. In fact, it's going to be a free, is it?
Yes.
Mickey McGuan will take it on the wing.
Took a long time for the umpire to blow his whistle, didn't it? But McGuan playing for that free kick, eventually receiving it. Now he's being called to play on. He kicks near the 50-metre line. Opportunity for Kent. Throws his right foot at it, kicks it back towards the wing. Good disciplined play by McGuan again. Gatherers by Hassel. Hand pass for Russell. Just manages to get past Hines. A wobbly punt kick. Brown makes a terrific contest of it. Round the neck. And Brown will take the free kick. He can give it away to Kerrison. Kerrison just gets past that. Attempted smother by Worsfold. The kick to the goal front. 3 Eagles back there. McIntosh combines with Jakovic. Jakovic, little left foot kick. Looks for Matera. He's chased down by Fraser, but he's able to get through and pass and kick to a vacant left centre wing. The ball spills now, and happy to see it over was Watson in front of Waterman with 5 minutes left in the second term. The Magpies trail. They're 3-3. The Eagles are 5-6.
Just so important front position, especially in a final game where there's a lot of pressure.
Hines pumps it away. Chris Siska puts it out of bounds on the full.
But at least he was in front, Dennis. Watson was in front of Waterman just a little earlier too.
Hines doing well again today. Mobile big man rushes away, kicks inside the 50. Sumich out of position. Wide of the pack, Russell. Ball goes across the line. Scotty Russell, who played every game in Collingwood's last premiership year. Dogged by injury this season and last. Monkhorst hooks it behind. Dangerous practice.
Well done, Williams.
Williams comes away. Storming down the ground. He's got genuine speed. He kicks long towards half-forward. Rocker comes to the ball, and that's a great mark.
Big body. McIntosh just could not get around it.
Severio Rocker, who started on the bench this afternoon. So far this season, 49 goals. His best haul, 7 against Essendon back in round 5. Not the same player we saw last season. He was terrific. 2 hauls of 10 last year.
There was an article in the paper that he's only been playing a Australian football for 5 years, Dennis.
His fourth was better than his fifth. What's he done with this one? Behind, so near and yet so far. That didn't miss by much. They needed that goal approaching half-time. Inside 4 minutes to the break.
McKenna with the football, and he comes to the near side. Main Waring has made a good lead. He's taken the mark. He decides to play on. He was close to the boundary line, and then his kick. Is it going to stay in? Well done by Gary Pert.
Doing a terrific job in the second quarter.
Godden was there to help Ball. Gary Pert, important touch on the football, forces a throw in. 3 3/4 minutes left in the second term. Monkhorst up high, tries to get it down to Francis. Godden, and then Hines. And it's over. No, free kick maybe to Godden. Against Francis for holding on. And the umpire quickly onto that ball. Short kick. Hines makes good position. Only about 15 metres closer to the Eagles' goal. But certainly they've got possession of the football at this stage. Hines kick to the 50-metre line. It's punched away and strongly by the Collingwood defender in Sharkey. And again, a boundary throw in. Wilson, Spinks enjoying the sunshine. But would like to see the Eagles a little further in front, I would suggest. It's 14 points the margin. And some negative play just wide of centre half forward for West Coast. Forces the umpire to bounce it once again. Pike and Kemp. Lewis, only 3 kicks, being matched up by Krasiska. Ball gets it away to Waterman. Waterman's kick goes directly towards the square. Back there Sumic, but this could be a goal ahead. He got his right foot to it and kicked it. So an important break just before half-time for the West Coast. They now lead by 20 points. They're 42, Collingwood at 22.
Now the good work here is done by Paul. He is a very impressive youngster. That is a terrific effort by the little fellow, the young fellow, to push Monkhorst out of the road. Just getting his kick is heady, but it started with a good play by Ball.
Brett Heady a goal. He got 6 back in round 13 in that loss to Collingwood at the MCG. Started today on the bench. Kerrison dragged off it. The umpire let them go. Side booted out towards the wing by Pert. Worsfold in front. Brown tracks him across the line. The two skippers, they tossed the coin earlier today. Worsfold and Brown, they share a birthday, the 25th of this month.
Hines got the hit out in the centre, and you don't see too many ruckmen follow on the way Hines did. He went out and contested on the edge of the square. There he is contesting the hit out once again, getting the free kick, but advantage paid.
Godden breaks away, goes down towards half forward. Terrible kick. Monkhorst tidies up behind. A floater through midfield. The Eagles stood and watched. Brown shoveled it out to Francis. Francis inside the centre square, sets it up. Hotton's in front, reaching over the top. Brennan. Williams could have been the meat in the sandwich. Hines, interesting. Hotton's got it. It's by Hines. Great stuff. Has he got the finish? I doubt it. Off to the right. Behind. He did the hard work.
He's got a bit of ability, Trent Hotton.
He doesn't give up. He goes the second time, doesn't he?
Well, he's active, and he's giving McIntosh something to think about up there on that full forward line for Collingwood. But the Magpies need goals. They've only kicked 3. Of course, both of these sides, their defence is probably the strongest part of their respective games. Hart comes out towards Brennan, and Brennan takes the mark. Brennan at right half back for the West Coast. Under 2 minutes left in the second quarter. And just a little undecided, but decides to go back and have a good thump at it. The ball holds up in the breeze. Knocked away from Pert by Ball. Taken over in the finish by Matera for a boundary throw-in.
I wonder whether McCartney's got instructions to get Jakovic up the ground, because Robert Wiley, the West Coast runner, is speaking now to Jakovic, and McCartney's playing well up from centre half forward.
Matera with 9 kicks, and now he's going to get into it again. Look at the pace. Absolutely sensational. Breaks it wide open. The kick falls in short. Again, good ball handling by Kelly. Watson and then Russell. Russell's kick just bounces inside the boundary line for a throw-in on centre wing.
8 kicks to in this term, Robbo, so he really did lift.
Well, he's a sensational player. He's just able to break away from the opposition and hopefully set it up for his teammates. The ball spills to the back. This time it's Pert. Pert's wobbly punt kick to half forward. Not all that brilliant for the forwards, that one. Williams can't get past. Brennan was good. Canhot taps it to the advantage of Gavin Brown. Brown's kick across his body is a goal. So Collingwood late in the second term get their 4th goal and pull the margin back to 13 points.
Well, they're doing what the West Coast did late in the first quarter, but this is Hot once again getting involved. Good play by Williams, but watch this Hot across to Brown. Brown hooking the ball. All those little things count, what Houghton did on that occasion in a pressure game such as this. Good effort by Houghton.
And Collingwood get a late one, 44 seconds to go. Moncrief goes up, thumps it to half forward. McCartney well tackled. Should have been a free to Pike. That was an interesting attempt to hand pass there, belatedly from McCartney. And the ball up. It was a good tackle, probably sandwiched the ball in there, so that's fair enough. McCartney goes on with the business here, though. It's an arm free.
I suppose the attempt was made, wasn't it, Dennis?
To what, get the football or the other part?
No doubting that. Hines wide at the back. Fraser, but straight to Jakovic, who goes down towards half forward. Inside the last 10 seconds of the term. Watson miscues. Waterman, can he kick a goal? The siren may beat them. It comes to Pike. There's the siren. The siren's gone. I'm not sure the umpires have heard it. They've given the all clear, the umpires.
I haven't heard it. Now they have.
Well, that would have been interesting if it was a goal.
Have they signalled yet that it's over?
No, that umpire down there, Peter Carey, is in control. The other umpire...
Now he's put his hands in the air to say that it's finished.
Yes, but Peter Carey didn't hear... There he is there, putting his hands up now.
Ricky McGuan making the point that he heard it. So half-time, in controversial fashion, the siren sounded before the ball had been released.
Wouldn't like to see the Eagles win by a point.
6-7 to 4-5 at the WACA.
In a very special motion picture premiere, Walter Matthau has his Emmy Award-winning character.
You can never forget you, Nancy.
The stubborn old lawyer who does what's never been done before.
She said, please get me out of here.
Alone, he fights a cruel system to save a forgotten girl.
Help me. I will.
When they locked her away and said she's insane,
I did nothing wrong.
No! He began an impossible struggle to bring a family together.
My friend.
Against her will, 8:30 tonight on Prime.
I don't know anyone that doesn't enjoy a real bargain. Luxaflex Holland blinds come in a huge range of beautiful colours, prints and styles, with a choice of exciting trims that will really give you the edge in home decoration. And Luxaflex Holland blinds have got the edge when it comes to price too.
So give them a call right now.
Because we think you're going to love living with Luxaflex. For the edge in affordable Luxaflex window fashions, call this number now.
He's tough, whether he's Rambo, the Vietnam veteran, or Rocky, the champion fighter. His films have always thrilled moviegoers. He's Sylvester Stallone. I must break you. Now you can own his greatest movies with the Stallone video collection from Time Life Video. From Detective Tango to the legacy of Rocky, Sylvester Stallone has proven himself as a writer, director, and actor. And now you can own the movie that made history and launched a legend with Rocky. Phone now to order Rocky for only $9.95. There's no minimum number of videos to buy, and you'll receive one a month, so phone now. Then collect other titles in the series, including Rambo, First Blood, Tango and Cash, and many more. Use your credit card and you'll receive this poster absolutely free. Phone now for Stallone.
You want me?
Got phone 008-806262. That's 008-806262 to order Rocky for only $9.95 plus $3.95 postage and handling.
term. Rocker's off the ground too. He's on the bench, as you'd expect, working up into a breeze. We'll probably see him in the final term. Moncourse takes a run at it, gets it down. Pike, hurried kick, ricochets to Godden out of the centre towards half forward. Well played by Watson, charged at that one. Good defence, swings it towards the outer side wing. Great judgment by Buckley. Wasn't that a superb mark? He goes down towards half forward. Jakovic got tangled at his feet. Still he goes, Jakovic. Spins out of trouble. How nimble was that for a man his size? Gets it to Hart. McIntosh on the overlap. Matera wants it short. He goes for distance and Heady. Heady takes the tumbler right on the wing.
This is Brett Heady, who was in a little bit of trouble last week and hasn't played a lot of football today, but kicked an important goal for the Eagles in the second term. The kick in towards the centre. It's taken by Ball. He can't break clear. He's robbed of it by Krasiska. Good play by Gavin Krasiska. McKenna. Now Hines, a sweeping hand pass, gives Mainwaring the chance. This is Pike. Pike for the Eagles. Goes straight towards goal and a little push out.
I mentioned earlier.
I'd like to take this up again. If that's a free kick, why was it a free kick against Lewis in the second term? I don't believe it. Lewis got a goal as a result of it. But anyway, the play goes on, and we'll continue to argue in the commentary box.
One man used his
6-7 plays,
and
4-5.
the other man used his body. And just prior to that, Sumic literally pushed him in the back with his hands, and the umpire was there to see it.
All quiet on the Western front. Here's a chance now for Hassel. No, Heady. Little kick off the ground. He'll get it back, Brett Heady. Does well. Wobbly punt kick to the goal front. Kelly spills it. Sumic over the top. Was that a free kick? The Eagles fans thought so. Sumic did well though. Got the ball clear.
Great
Krasiska. His kick lands with Heady at centre half forward. He plays on. The short pass is okay. And he gives it to the long kicking Sumic, who has the breeze at his back and should score.
Some terrific individual efforts. One there by Sumic when on the ground to try and kick it out, hit it out, and also by Godden to lay that tackle, cause the turnover, and Heady finished up with the ball.
Well, unselfish play by Brett Heady to give Sumic a set shot at goal.
It's a great run-up he's got, isn't he? Like a fast bowler, Sumic.
Well, he's coming in underneath the Lily Marsh stand.
Probably still thinks he is.
This is Sumic going for his third goal. It's not a bad kick. It's the post. 2 goals, 1 to Peter Sumic. And the first score of the third quarter are behind to the West Coast.
Well, I wonder what Collingwood are going to do this time. On this break, every time they're going to somebody coming out of the back, and they did it on that occasion too.
Buckley has been very good. Goes high towards the wing. Jakovic goes back. Williams, not really in his nature. It was set up for something a little better. Jakovic has the ball. Too much carry for Hines. Too short for Ball. Something of a compromise. Pert came to it well. Now Hassel got it wider. This is Buckley. Goes down towards half forward. A lot of jousting down there. In from the side, McKenna though. Away to Jakovic. Prominent early in this third term. And the champ peels off from half back. Beautiful hand pass. Hines in space. Back to the middle and Ball. He can go again to Waterman. Elected to kick. Not a good option. It wobbles out towards right half forward. Heady played it pretty well. Back goes Mainwaring. Pike is on in the middle. Well, Mainwaring should have gone to Pike straight away. Good shepherding by Mainwaring though. Brought some time and space for Pike. Inside the 50. Lewis met solidly by Moncourse. It spills to Waterman. And Waterman's popped it out of bounds on the full. Full credit to Lewis. Up quickly.
Mainwaring just a little too long with the ball on that occasion, trying to give, I suppose, a look-away hand pass, but...
Gary Pert kicks in short. Great mark, terrific mark. The wobbly punt kick was awkward, but Pike did it well. And he'll have a shot at goal from about 50 metres. Similar to the shot that Sumic had just a few minutes ago. Pike, the kicker of the controversial behind right on half-time. It's a pretty good kick for distance, but just misses to the right-hand side. So 2 behinds registered alongside Don Pike's name, and the Eagles proceed. They're 6-9, Collingwood 4-5. The difference is 16 points early in the third term. This is Buckley. being run down by Godden. Buckley didn't have the football, played it pretty well in the finish. Godden is the man taking the mark. This is Buckley on centre wing for the Magpies.
His 13th possession goes down towards half forward. Well, straight to Worsfold. Johnny Worsfold chips to the middle. Hines. Oh, Hassel did well.
Try and start taking some risks around the middle of the ground. Bombing it away is just setting it up for that half-back line.
Hassel takes a risk, plays on. The kick not particularly good. Tranquilli.
Very elegant.
He's a star back in round 13 with 6 goals. Something of a surprise selection today. Hasn't seen much of the ball, as you can see, but this will test him. He'll kick from just inside the 50.
Well, he means business, Dennis. He's taken the mouth guard out, lining up for this.
Does that help you kick the ball?
Well, I don't know. It must help Andrew, because out it's come.
He doesn't kick into the man on the mark. Pick a fight. There he goes. Good effort. Gee, that was a good kick. Just off to the right. That breeze pushing it left to right. Didn't miss by very much, and Pike's kick just moments ago also a very good effort. Here's our scoreline. 15 points the difference. And the breeze now more across the ground. This is the defensive flank McKenna comes to. Matera waited. McCartney did brilliantly. Took on 3 of them and beat them. Pushed across the land by McIntosh. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Yes, well done by Jason McCartney there to hold up 3 Eagles players and keep the ball in Collingwood's forward area. Boundary throw in about 35, 40 metres around from their goal. Houghton doing the ruck work. Fraser and Matera. Too high, Francis on Worsfold, but the umpire says play on. Little knock by Matera. Not quite effective enough. Hassel's kick to the goal front. This could be a free kick for Brown, is it?
Dead right. Again, the advantage. If you play in front, and Collingwood are doing it, especially across half-back, and Brown did it on that occasion, you just got to take the reward in a tight game such as this.
Interesting, Don. He got 5 of Collingwood's 26 frees last week, and he got 7 in round 1 against Fitzroy. That ranks as the best of the season. Umpires respect this man, and why not?
Well, he does have a go. There's no doubt about that. The Collingwood captain, Gavin Brown, kicks for goal, and it's a Collingwood goal.
Faster than a speeding bullet, stronger than steel. But can he beat off the affections of 2 women?
I only have eyes for you.
Our superhero faces his most difficult challenge.
Do I detect the scent of jealousy?
Will it be Lois or Linda?
You two deserve each other.
And the rivalry deepens.
You've just been scooped.
When a second newspaper threatens the Daily Planet.
Lois, Clark, shake some tail. Let's go. Lois, I'm coming already.
Lois and Clark, tonight on Prime.
Hey, lock up your daughters, cause they're back. The boys are back in town with Lenny Kravitz. 28 tracks of the best rock, Ugly Kid Joe.
Everything about you.
Kings, Toto, Inner Circle. Alice Cooper, Queen, Foreigner. Mr. Big, Deep Purple, Steppenwolf. They're wild, they're bad. The boys are back in town. It's great rock from StarTel.
Don't try this on an empty stomach.
Start your day with cereal, milk, toast, fruit, and juice. Because without the energy of a complete breakfast, you can't do this. Or this. Or this. Or this.
Brought to you by Kellogg's in the interest of nutrition.
If you're a florist, painter, builder or trader, even chairman of the board. Whatever you trade, then you've got it made with trade price trucks from Ford. It's just like your hammers, ladders and spanners, timbers, brushes and saws. When you're in the trade, you've got it made with trade price trucks from Ford. Now you can buy your truck like all your tools and materials at trade prices. With huge factory bonuses, you'll save thousands on courier and econovan. See your Ford dealer today. Because you're in the trade, you've got it made with trade price trucks from Ford. Yeah.
If you're looking for a place with a friendlier face to shop for your family, the kind of store where smiles cost no more, then we've got what you're looking for. Farcy's friendly feeling, and we just want to say, Farcy's friendly feeling, you're welcome every day. Fosse's friendly feeling. Fosse's friendly feeling.
Sizzler are serving great value meals for just $9.95, like steak with pepper sauce, or calamari and shrimp combo, or chicken parmigiana, and they're only $9.95 each.
That's top value.
If you have an ANZ Access savings account, you earn 2.25% interest. Westpac Advantage Saver gives you 2%. With Commonwealth Streamline, you get 2.25%. But with a State All-in-One account, you earn nearly twice the interest, 4.25%. So why put up with anything less? Ask us to switch your account to State All-in-One, the day-to-day account that has everything rolled into one.
Top 40's Top Hits with Lenny Kravitz. Diesel. 28 chart toppers, Sonia Dada. Top 40's Top Hits, new from Concepts.
6-11-5-7. Eagles in front, and Waring calls for it. Bad kick McKenna, going back with courage Evans.
He didn't look at what was coming either there, Evans.
15th possession, Tony Evans. Half-back looping hand pass. Kemp free, alongside the centre circle. Here comes Lewis, Heady going back. Oh, what a mark. What a mark.
What two terrific efforts by West Coast players. One by Tony Evans, who ran with the flight of the ball, and that one there by Heady.
Watch this again, and bear in mind the ghosts of last week exercised there. Brett Heady, 8 goals on this ground this season for the Eagles coming into this game. 1 this afternoon, most by any of the Eagles. Heady will go from 30 metres, low-scoring affair. Every goal is vital. He gets his second.
That was a fantastic passage of play. McKenna at full back was in two minds as to what to do. McIntosh going off the ground. He went with a mongrel kick from full back, and Evans really had to go, and he did. In turn, Evans got it across to Kemp, and Kemp in turn to Heady. Heady running with a flight of the ball. Excellent, excellent. Finish it off well.
So a chance now for Collingwood to get away from the centre bounce. This is Russell. His kick high towards half forward, but very nicely marked by Jakovic.
Back towards half forward, over the top, Pert. Kemp knocked it away from Russell, taken by Krasiska over the top to Francis. He's been very lively. Krasiska again. Thought about the option, now kicks it down towards half forward. Jakovic from behind, intent on destruction. Hines running around like a rover to Spinks, to Matera. Matera centres the ball. Heady is going back. Krasiska bearing down. No free kick. Advantage is paid, so it wasn't free. Wilson's got it 35 metres out. Should have done better.
The West Coast have made a couple of changes. Balls now on McCartney at centre half back. Jakovic has gone on to Houghton in the forward pocket. Lewis is now playing beside Sumic in the forward pocket, or at full forward.
Very important 7 minutes for Collingwood. You just get the feeling that the gap, which is widening so slowly, could get blown out before three-quarter time, and the Magpies maybe will be too far behind starting the last quarter.
I wonder why the West Coast don't ring Collingwood, because Collingwood always, well, they've made use of coming out of full back at every occasion, finding a man.
Well, the West Coast lead this game by 17 points. McGuan's kick, Williams high. Was he being penalised for interference? Yes. Ball back to Pike. Pike from centre wing. Runs through the sponsor's logo. Towards centre half forward. Oh, was that a free kick? Yes, against Kelly. And Sumic will receive it. The play went on down the ground between Lewis and Pert, but Kelly having a chat there with umpire Peter Carey.
He said holding on, didn't he? Yeah, he was holding the jumper there.
Was he? I couldn't see it from my end.
Rather crude spoil, but anyway, the decision has been made, and Sumic will kick for his third from 45 metres. And the difference at the moment, 17 points, could be 23. Buckley and Worsfold really waste of energy there.
Helps to have long arms.
Back to Sumic, kicking for goal. Kick by Sumic. He's hooked it a little bit and missed to the right. So 2 goals, 2 to Peter Sumic. And Collingwood hang in there. It's 18 points the margin with 6 minutes left in the third term.
Wry smile from Robert Wiley. Nathan Buckley, nothing to apologise for. He's been very good this afternoon.
Again, they come out of fullback, Collingwood.
This time short, though. Francis, deep in the pocket. Buckley, the man they usually use to come out of defence, is otherwise engaged here at the moment. Here's Francis. High kick. Monkhorst in front. Good grab. Just under 6 minutes to go. In this term, 7-13 to 5-7. It's winnable for Collingwood if they can hold the margin to about the same at three-quarter time.
In this situation, they need someone to run and receive a hand pass.
Monkhorst, a little chip towards the wing. Ball. Great attempt at the mark. Socket off the ground by Pike. Gathered by Hines. Puts it high. Sumic and Kelly, they wrestle. They continue to wrestle. Sumic takes the mark.
I think he's going to play.
I'd say that was a 50-50 situation between those two players.
No doubt. Still, Kelly lost out on the last joust. He wins this one. Well, I suppose Sumic may have had him by the jumper. Not sure Kelly had Sumic's jumper.
Kelly kicks wide towards half-back. Kerrison. Ball taken by Evans. Now Lewis. Some magic by Chris Lewis. He goes for goal and misses. So they're bombarding those goals at the main scoreboard end here at the WACA. And in this third term so far, the West Coast have kicked 1 goal 6, 1 goal 7 to Collingwood's 1 goal 2. And the margin out to 19 points. Still 5 minutes left. Important that Collingwood hang on with the breeze at their back in the last term.
Change has been made. Buckley's gone onto the ball. Williams to half-forward flank for Collingwood.
Kelly to go to the far side. Looks for Monkhorst. It falls in short. Monkhorst over the top. Was that a free kick? The Eagles fans think so. Away goes Fraser. Fraser from half-back. Kicks towards centre wing. No contest there. Brilliant mark taken by Ball.
Risky to go to that side of the ground, but now Ball brings it across the ground to Matera. Matera 65 metres out, unloads. It's a massive kick. It's a goal. Well, they took the ball to the outer side at their peril. That could be the game breaker.
Matera just wound up. Have a look at this. Going onto his right foot. He's a one-sided player, but he just wound up, and that was a monster kick.
He's kicked it from the far end of the square, which is about 60 metres from goal, and it's gone in with it by about 4 metres to spare. Collingwood get the ball up towards their half-forward area. Francis, oh, gee whiz, Jakovic, 50 metres. Well, I wondered whether that was all that necessary, but it's an emphatic penalty, isn't it, the 50 metres? Look here, and yes, Jakovic came in a little bit too strong. So it gives Francis now the chance to kick a goal. Yes, I agree, but
guys get a little tick.
But you don't have to run into the player. Anyway, Francis has got a shot for goal. And he gets his second goal. So Tony Francis keeps Collingwood in the game. His second goal is the Magpies' 6th goal. They're 6-7. They trail the Eagles 8-14. The difference is 19 points once again.
See, Jakovic had already committed himself at Francis, and that's where I think the umpire's a little hard. Really, there was nothing in what Jakovic did.
Saw Tony Shaw looking on. Game number 313. Will it be his last? Down goes Pike. Battling in there is Brown. A whistle. Uncompromising game, this one. Not always pretty. Still in the balance. Hines, who's been very good in this term. Brown went to ground. This is Houghton, had it knocked away. Evans on his knees. McGuan trying to slap it wide. Brown comes again. it across to support. Hassell's hand pass. Awkward for Buckley. Claimed by Pike. McGuan's got it now 35 metres out. Right across the face. Bounces out of bounds in the opposite pocket. 8-14 plays 6-7.
Well, perhaps Collingwood's most impressive foray forward there. Buckley and McGuan combining, but McGuan just a little bit off balance with that left foot snap. This is Jakovic to clear. Hand pass out into the path of Bond. Bond for 50 metres from Collingwood's goal. Bombs it out towards the wing. And the race on here. Sharkey does well and then kicks it out on the full. So the free kick will be taken by Peter Wilson, I would suggest, for the Eagles. Kicks towards the 50-metre line. Out in front is Krasiska, giving Lewis an absolute bath.
It's a small sorry, Ian, but it's a small Collingwood full forward line when you got Hassell, Tranquilli, Hotton's up around half forward, Williams on one flank, and McCartney there up forward of centre half forward.
Good play by Sharkey to get the ball as far as McCartney. Long hand pass, sets it up for Brown. Brown in short, too high for Tranquilli. Gathered by Hassell. Hotton over the top. Hassell's gone. He's been dumped by a main wearing tackle. Ball's below. There's a free kick, surely. McGuan. You see the time remaining 2.5 minutes in the quarter. And Mickey McGuan's kick could be quite crucial in the context of this game. Probably made it look a little worse, but certainly the free kick was there.
Siska now going on to Wilson. Sharky's picking up Lewis.
See Mickey McGuan's jumper there, wavering in the breeze, which is blowing perhaps straight at him from those goals to which he's kicking to. Time ticking away, so from Collingwood's point of view, precious seconds with the breeze for the Eagles being wasted. McGuan gets close to the man on the mark, kicks high into the square, back goes Jakovic. He's quite content to allow a rush behind to register for the Magpies. That's their third rush behind, and their score progresses to 6-8. They trail by 18 points. The West Coast are 8-14.
McKenna already today, one side eliminated from the finals race. Collingwood, if they lose, they're gone. Wayne Waring over the top. Bright sunshine at the WACA, goes down towards half forward. Hurd came to meet it. Free kick though going to Watson. He was held according to umpire Vernon. Watson, resolute defender from the old school. Shane Watson chips it out wide, stretching back is Kelly.
Oh, he's got someone out wide, Kelly.
Yeah, that's McGuan. Even wider, there's another man on. Sharkey. McGuan goes around the outer side though and punches this one into the breeze towards half forward. They're Collingwood free, the advantage of playing in front. Gavin Brown will get it. He's had a fine turn, Brown. His 14th possession coming up for the afternoon. Most of them, I'd suggest, in this quarter.
Gee, that was a terrific effort by Gavin Brown to just hold his position in front of that West Coast Eagles defender. The high kick in towards half forward, punched away by Jakovic, back towards the centre of the ground. It's taken by Bond. He kicks blindly off the side of his boot. An awkward one to gather, but Wilson's able to then get the hand pass to Matera. Here goes Peter Matera, ducking and weaving at his brilliant best from 50 metres. That is a backbreaker. Peter Matera at his scintillating best gets his second goal for the quarter, and the West Coast get their ninth, and they lead again by 24 points.
Well, it was the way he did it, Matera. This is a second sensational goal. He wound up one before and let it go from the edge of the square, and that's the one just inside 50. But the way he built it up, dodging, you can see there a jubilant Peter Matera starting to get away from Mark Fraser.
Amazing kick that. He lost all momentum. He kicked it off about 2 steps. Hotton's over the ball. Plenty of activity in there. Evans got it to Jakovic. Jakovic boots it down to half forward. Collingwood have got to hold here. Opportunity for Sumic coming up to meet it. Lewis arches the back, gets away. A question of accuracy. He's got it. He's kicked the goal, but the siren's gone, has it? Now one umpire's running down to the other who's given the all clear.
that siren again went, but it went, I think, after Lewis got the ball to his boot.
Guess who the umpire is? Peter Carey. Maybe he should have his ears tested.
Two umpires conferring. Now, will he have this score annulled? Absolute
now, hang on, this can't happen, can it?
No,
Peter Carey's in charge.
He gave the all clear. The flags have been waved. Well,
they're going to correct this.
Mayhem. All clear.
No, it's not.
No, he's retracting it, Dennis.
It's annulled the score.
Now, this is going to be unbelievable because what you said, Don, is apt. The umpire in that area controls the game.
Yes, three-quarter time, 9:14 to 6-8. Michael Malthouse, like everybody else, confused again at the break. Talk about irony. He gave the all clear. No question about that, umpire Carey. Well, that begs the question. If the umpire at the other end hears the siren and the two further down the ground don't, just whose call is it? 9:14 to 6-8, and this ground is pulsating. Back shortly.
Michael's been buttered up.
Why don't you sit down and relax?
There's some family news.
The names are Shannon and Curtis, and
we can't handle one more. What's Frankie up to?
You're safe with me.
Is it just sisterly love? Or is it payback time?
Why didn't you say any of this sooner?
And as if two weren't enough.
You just got to have faith. Have you any idea how these girls are going to feel when they find out what you're doing to them?
But first, they've got to find out.
Let's get it on.
Home and Away, weeknights on Prime.
Protect your investment and support the warranty that may apply to it by using Leathermaster products regularly. Leathermaster cleans, conditions and protects the leather to keep it looking great. The Leathermaster range of care products.
Where's that boy of ours gone to?
Don't know, I haven't seen him for ages.
What's happened? He's wrong?
Probably. Do you want to go to McDonald's?
Pert is about to change the way 2-in-1s leave your hair. Introducing Active Conditioning Pert, a totally new concept for softer, silkier hair. Unlike ordinary 2-in-1s, Pert uses micro-conditioners that work on the rough areas, so your hair is silkier, softer. Feel it wet, feel it dry. Feel the difference. The softer, silkier feeling of new Active Conditioning Pert.
Here's the sensational 80s #1 hit collection. 28 mega #1 hits. If you only buy one album of the 80s, this is it. The 80s #1 hit collection from Hitbound.
Mark, parcel from home, mate.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Roberts.
Okay.
My dearest Mark, we've all missed you while you've been at camp, so I've sent you some farm-baked cookies. Your Nana says they're just like she used to make, so make sure you share them around.
Made the traditional way, with the finest quality ingredients. There's always plenty to share with farm-baked cookies.
Arnott's Farm Bake, the taste of home.
It's so hard to do things together these days. Everyone's got so much on their plate, even the kids. Getting away was just what we've needed. No pressure, total freedom. That's what it's all about.
The award-winning Holden Jackaroo four-wheel drive. With more space than its nearest competitor, all the creature comforts, and effortless V6 power.
And the real beauty is, the Jackaroo's shown me a side of my family and a part of Australia I never thought existed.
The Eagles out by 24 points. Hines, very good in that third term. 17 possessions to David Hines. Got a reprieve last week. Hasn't he done something with it? He goes up and wins this one down. Socket away by Kemp towards half forward. Gathered by Spinks. Wide of the target, it was Mainwaring. Down goes Heady. On one knee. Gets it to Mainwaring. High floating kick inside the 50. Waiting in front. Almost Evans. Hand pass came from Bond to Lewis. Edwards pull forward. Sumich wrestles again with Kelly. Offhands a chance for Wilson. Forced deep to the pocket. Wilson tried to go with the outside of the boot. Russell gets it across the line. And it will be thrown in.
It's interesting here.
Showing there on Peter Wilson's face.
Well, I've been consulting the rule book. It's three-quarter time. There's a lot of paragraphs to read. As the ball comes in, we'll break in play. We'll get back to the rule book.
Yes, maybe when the ball gets down the ground a bit, but a chance here for Sumich. Contest there by Kelly, and the ball held in. The umpire will bounce.
Rule 6, Part 6, Number 1. The field umpire shall be the sole judge of the first sound of the siren.
Which one?
Yes, interesting.
That rule book's outdated. It was printed before we brought 3 umpires in, Dennis.
1994 is from the front of this.
Yeah, it has, but it talks about 2 umpires last time I read it. So what are we to do? Francis wrestled to the ground. It's going to be a free kick to Collingwood. Well, I'm sure, as I said before, umpire Kira gave the all clear. The goal umpire waved the flags, but then the other umpire, I think it was Mitchell, came down.
Well done by Russell.
Meantime, back with the action. Russell got it to Watson, who in turn got it to McGuan, who comes down to half forward, over the top ball. Diving in on top of it, Worsfold. Houghton seemed to be held. Well done by McGuan to Buckley, high up and under, inside the 50. Going back with courage, McCartney. Leading back is Jakovic. Still can't control it, Jakovic. McKenna's on for the hand pass. He's got it now in the pocket, McKenna. And the Eagles, so gifted in defence, will bring it out again. This is Jakovic.
He made a mistake today, Jakovic.
Brilliantly done by Jakovic. He just kept running. Made a target for McKenna. Now this is Pike in the centre of the ground. He can go short. Mainwaring on his own on centre wing. He's got plenty of time to assess the situation and wait that kick magnificently for Lewis. Lewis has struggled all day.
It's the first time that the Eagles have got by themselves. They brought that ball out very easily from the full-back line. It was good running, good combination of play down on the full-back line. Jakovic got it across to half-back, and then it was Mainwaring with a beautiful kick to Lewis, and that's probably the first time that the West Coast players have really got away from Collingwood.
Well, it was a lovely kick delivered there by Chris Mainwaring. I think there's a lot of critics of the way he throws it on his boot and just kicks it blindly into the forward line, but that was a good kick. Lewis on the right side of his opponent and is marked about 30 metres, maybe a little closer. The angle is a tight one. And he kicks for goal, and I think he's at the post again. He has. So 2 behinds to Chris Lewis. 9:15 plays 6-8. Collingwood need a couple of quick goals to regain the momentum from the West Coast. The West Coast Eagles kicked 3-7 in the third quarter to Collingwood's 2 goals 3. Williams leads to the far side, but the kick is straight down the ground. Looks for Monkhorst. He tries to tap it on. It rebounds now. Kerrison, hand pass. He finds Russell. Russell's kick is a wobbly punt kick. In front was Houghton. Does pretty well. They sit on him, they stand on him, they do everything. The ball eventually, when it was just about to bound out of that congested area, will be bounced by umpire Peter Carey. Controversial circumstances at the end of the third term here at the WACA. The score, the goal kicked by Chris Lewis, annulled by the central umpire. This is Buckley. Handball over the top. McGuan. Kick look for Williams. Oh, well done there by Brown. He regains his footing. Can he kick a goal? Gavin Brown. Magnificent stuff.
An innocent boy.
I'm a very good teacher.
An older, experienced, married woman.
Adorable, isn't he?
An affair that turns passion to obsession.
Tell me you love me.
Love to hate.
She does this every summer.
And climaxes in murder.
What the hell were you thinking?
Susan Lucci, Barry Bostwick, and Australia's Cameron Daddo.
You are in way over your head.
For the first time on television.
My problems are your problems.
Prime presents Between Love and Hate, 8:30 Wednesday.
This is CLR Clear, an amazing product that instantly dissolves calcium and lime stains that you can't scrub away. If your shower head is shooting everywhere but down, dip it in CLR and look at the difference. No amount of scrubbing was able to remove the stains from this coffee decanter, but a little CLR and water gets it crystal clean instantly. Watch how Clear wipes away hard water film from tile. Make shower doors shine crystal clear. CLR instantly removes unsightly rust stains from your bathtub, sink and toilet bowl. And nothing cleans your coffee maker, tea kettle or pots and pans faster or better. Get CLR. It will work for you or your money back. CLR Clear. Available from these leading outlets.
Now that's music. So smooth, so enjoyable. These are the musical moments that have lasted a lifetime. Golden Hits of the Century is 36 songs that have never left our hearts. With music's greatest orchestras and greatest singers. This is a fantastic music offer. Golden Hits of the Century is over 100 minutes of timeless memories from J&B.
I squeeze, I can't get rid of pimples.
I swim at the beach, I can't get rid of pimples.
I dab on metho, I can't get rid of pimples.
I can't get rid of pimples.
I can't get rid of pimples. Why can't I get rid of pimples?
Pimples! I get Clearasil cream.
I get rid of pimples.
In not 12, not 8, but just 6 hours, Clearasil starts to kill the bacteria that causes pimples.
Wow, this is huge.
Clearasil, it's a real pimple demolition invention.
Do your face right.
Use it.
Now that's music. So smooth, so enjoyable. These are the musical moments that have lasted a lifetime. Golden Hits of the Century is 36 songs that have never left our hearts from J&B.
If you're looking for a tropical island getaway, if you want to dance with the natives, if you can't wait to explore this wonderful country of ours, whatever you want, Harvey World Travel can take you there. From just airfares to complete holiday packages, you can't go past your local Harvey World Travel.
Harvey World Travel, the travel professionals.
And I'm now eating the edge bit. Mickey loves Minnie and Minnie loves Mickey. They're best friends. I like eating the icing like this. Yummy. And it's Mickey and Friends cream biscuits.
Damien Monkhorst is off the ground, so a weary-looking Damien Monkhorst. Maybe a 3-minute break, and then he might get back into it, Don.
McKenna, you can see there in the foreground, has got Tranquilli. Brown was his number. Brown now playing at full forward. Brennan's picking him up.
Well, you get the feeling maybe Hines has won the war and forced Matthews' hand here. Monkhorst is off the ground. And this ball up down towards left half forward for Collingwood. 9:15, 7-8. McGuan couldn't control it. Evans. Ooh. All to him, says the umpire.
McGuan in trouble. A bit of grass. No, it looks like he's limping a bit, doesn't it?
Yes, he does. Just away from the pack. Jankovic, meantime, goes up. McKenna left it behind. Francis in desperate trouble. And will have a bounce. It's Mickey McGuan.
He's a tough
walk it off. He'll get no sympathy there. They've been at it all day. Houghton comes on the run, gets it down to in front main Waring.
Good tackle
by Kerrison. Kemp, did he have it? Good umpiring. Let him play. McGuan to Francis. Great evasion. Tony Francis from 35. He's got it. It's a goal. The Magpies will not give it away.
That's his third goal, Tony Francis. This will go did himself well, but it all started here with Kerrison. Look at that by Kerrison. Fantastic stuff. And the second effort. McGuan, goal will go down, but Kerrison's effort responsible for that goal.
Back in the centre, the high flyer Christian, but he's beaten for it by Hines. Attempted clearance there by Evans, and the umpire will call for another bounce. The player there, Watson, getting a pat on the head for the Magpies. He was desperate in that situation. I mentioned before about centre clearances, so important. Collingwood can't afford to let the West Coast go forward in the remainder of this last quarter. This is Buckley, beautiful tackle by Heady, and the umpire let play go on. The ball spills now for Pert. He couldn't quite gather it. Buckley gets it clear. Now with Russell.
Well done, Main Waring.
Fierce at the football and forced it over for a throw-in.
Because he was running to where the action is, he caused Russell to look around. Russell took his eye off the ball. He was in control of the situation. And watch this. This might be a free kick. Terrific tackle. But then we don't see the rest of it where Russell took his eye off the ball.
13 points the margin, the Eagles lead. Buckley certainly had it a long time. This player's getting very tired now.
They're great athletes, aren't they, Dennis? Fairly warm conditions, and they go at it for 10 minutes.
It was unbelievable, I think. Christian helped on its way by McGuan.
Well done,
Matera. Matera's still going. Fraser over the top. Fraser trying to lock it in. He's penalised. Matera, that is a shocking.
No, Dennis. He did not attempt to get rid of it. He pulled it back in.
Fraser was over the top of him. He had no hope.
Fraser helped.
Oh, that's a relay free kick, and he's hurt himself as well.
Matera's not happy, and he's hurt Matera.
Now that's an act of frustration, and this will certainly be a goal. You can't, and he's gone down, which makes things worse. Matera back in the centre of the ground. There he is.
Yeah, hurt his hip.
My word, when he laid that bump.
So Brown's got the ball. What a terrific effort by
Now
Collingwood.
He's pulled the ball back in. Watch this. You are not allowed to do this. There's the ball coming back in.
Look where the umpire is, Tom.
Yes, but the point is he's got to get it out. And the rule says, Dennis, if you pull it back in and don't get it out, you're penalised.
Here's Brown. He's got it, has he? What a game he's played. Another one.
Well, another controversial incident. And that's Brown's fourth goal. Matera going off the ground. Well, that could be the turning point of this game.
Well, he doesn't look too good, but the Eagles have got to go further than this game. There's more finals to be played, and that looks bad news for the Eagles with Peter Matera. Christian doing the ruck work, but it's Evans for the Eagles. Gets it to Heady. Heady goes wide, awkward for Waterman, but he's able to get his left foot to it. Kicks it towards full forward. Important here, Lewis has got it. Lewis's snapshot is a goal.
Just what the doctor ordered. Chris Lewis, his second goal, 2 goals, 2. But they got the ball out. And it was Waterman who was a little bit slow. Looked like he's going to be run down by Collingwood players on the edge of the square, just here, not controlling the ball. And then Lewis with his class, players overrunning the ball, very hot, but Lewis, plenty of class as we know, onto the left foot, normally a right foot kick, plenty of confidence, and that's the goal that they wanted.
So it's back to 13 points in favour of the West Coast. A very important centre break, the previous one. Christian gets his right fist to it. It's knocked forward for Collingwood by David Hart. Chance for McCartney. Strong there was Jakovic. McCartney does well, but it's McKenna. Kicks it across the half-back line. It may still stay inside the boundary line here. Williams, after it hard was Brown. Gets it back to Williams. Williams gets past Horslow. In goes Tranquilli. Can he miss from there? He couldn't. He's goal. This is a magnificent game of football. It was very tight for 3 quarters. It's opened up a little in the last. And Collingwood again pulled back to within 7 points.
There's again Brown underneath it. See if you're in front once again. He set it up. And it was Williams who went into Tranquilli, unattended Tranquilli, open goal. He made no mistake at all. Well done, Brown. And And here is Matera, where he pulls the ball back into himself. He may get the bump, then he gets up, a free kick given. We don't see the actual bump where he hurt himself.
Back in the middle. Well, we saw where umpire Carey was. If he didn't guess, I'm not here. 10-15 to 10-8. Hines goes up. Kerrison at the base of the pack. Here's Williams. He's quick. Williams forward at the wing. Collingwood irresistible. Tranquilly cleared him. Loose ball behind. McKenna gets back. Brown comes, applies pressure. The ball's out of bounds.
Now that was deliberate, actually. He should be penalised. He is. He is. That's exactly right.
Mate,
he had
these umpires won't get off the ground. I tell you, if the Eagles lose this game, they'll get slaughtered.
Former Western Australian.
It's a Western Australia. I was just going to say it's a Western Australian umpire giving the decision, but that was deliberate. He should have gone through for a point. And he had a man out in front. He could have handballed off to him.
Now, Dennis, it's getting close. The point kicked by Pike at half-time and the goal kicked by Lewis that wasn't allowed are going to come into it, aren't they?
Now, what's going to happen here? Brown's going to run around. Look, there he goes, and that was bad. Lax marking.
That's his fifth. He's got 5, Gavin Brown. What a performance.
Tuesday on Blue Heelers.
This patient's injuries were not all sustained in the accident.
A woman afraid.
May anyone help you?
Hiding a secret.
Please talk to me.
A case of abuse.
Did you tell anyone about these attacks?
Is he a caring husband?
What's upsetting you?
Or a hideous monster?
I love Pina. She doesn't want to see you.
And can Maggie handle a young man's advances?
I can handle it on my ear.
Before he makes a big mistake.
You treat me like a colleague or I'll be forced to claim sexual harassment.
There's so much more in Blue Heelers, 7:30 Tuesday on Prime.
Are you tired of lugging your heavy vacuum cleaner around the house? Do you suffer from vacuum stoop? Do you have so many attachments you don't know what goes where? Here's the perfect cleaner, the sensational Speedy Vac from Demtel. It's the ideal cleaner for every place and every room. No more lugging heavy cleaners, no more gutless, cordless models. The Speedy Vac makes cleaning a snack. See for yourself. It's so super lightweight, it won't wear you out. Look, the extra long handle means no more vacuum stoop. Is getting under furniture a nuisance? Let Speedy Vac's revolving head do all the work. The fantastic bristle base works on every surface. What a breeze! Smooth floors, rough floors, no problem. But don't order yet, there's more to Speedy Vac. Speedy Vac doesn't need dirty, messy filler bags. You stay as clean as your floors. Plus, it hangs up for easy storage. And it's the ideal appliance for caravans, flats and holiday homes too. How much would you expect to pay for this versatile cleaner? There's still more. It's also a handy curtain cleaner, especially for those hard-to-reach areas. And of course, cobwebs. And upholstery is now so easy to clean, and it gets into those tight spots. Plus, it has a long, handy 3.9-metre cord. Great for cleaning cars. Speedy Vac is the amazing multi-purpose cleaner. Order now and get this fantastic floor cleaner, a great curtain cleaner, a handy upholstery cleaner, and a terrific cleaner for those tight spots. All for just $69.95 plus $3.95 guaranteed delivery. That's Demtel value. Plus, you get Demtel's 100% no questions asked money-back guarantee. Order now. Ring 13 11 99 now, but do not send any money, we'll bill you. Go on, ring 13 11 99 for Demtel's $3.95 total delivery charge. Yes, $3.95 on any quantity. Ring 13 11 99. Ring now.
Okay, guys. You've got the energy. You've got the edge you need. When you've got that Milo energy, you've got to be made of Milo. Crown Casino.
Ah, now that's music. So smooth, so enjoyable. These are the musical moments that have lasted a lifetime. Golden Hits of the Century is 36 songs that have never left our hearts. With music's greatest orchestras and greatest singers. This is a fantastic music offer. Golden Hits of the Century is over 100 minutes of timeless memories from J&B.
the trainers for West Coast, but it's Bond with the football, wide at half forward.
He's got to get it down quickly. Here's Wilson's injury, a whack from Watson. Quite legitimate.
The kick to the full forward area. Watson, little kick by that player. May find touch, and there's a scream of deliver it. The umpires will have nothing of that, and we'll have a throw in the right forward pocket for the West Coast.
It's tough getting off this ground for the umpires tonight.
Guilty.
Controversial game. They'll talk about this for weeks to come. Again, perhaps the Eagles embroiled in controversy as Pert goes off the ground in midfield. McCartney didn't appear to have the ball. Eventually, a belated whistle. No, it's going the other way.
He's done well, Paul.
Ball's getting the kick.
Player on his own on the far wing.
Goes across the ground. Great effort there by Buckley. Waterman kept his footing. Hard in trouble. Well done by Evans. Worsfold to Ball, just forward of the wing. Ball kicks inside the 50. Heady props, fisted away by Watson. In fact, that's a mark.
Well done, Dennis.
He went and found it again.
Yes, top effort by Watson. He gets the hand pass wide. Krasiska on his favourite left foot. Kicks it down the wing. Running after it, Christian. Umpire calls play on. This is McKenna. Could have nearly been run down. Kicks into the centre of the ground. And the mark is taken by Hines. He's played a magnificent game for the Eagles, David Hines.
His last quarter, terrific.
Struggled to get a place in the side, and over the last couple of weeks is doing it very well. The ball spills at centre-half forward. Wilson with the footy underneath. Krasiska appealing for the free kick, but the umpire lets it go, and he will ball it in the air. A point the difference, under 5 minutes left, and at centre-half forward for the West Coast. The big punch. The ball spills for Bond. Bond in the right forward pocket. Hooks the kick. Across the face, Sumic and Kelly. Sumic, what can he do? Miss. Kicks a point. 2 points the margin. 2 goals, 3 to Peter Sumic. Gavin Brown's kicked 5 goals for Collingwood. Tony Francis has kicked 3. And the other multiple goal scorers has been Matera with 2 and Brett Heady with 2.
But straight down the middle to the path of McGuan. Hassel comes to meet it. Very unkind bounce. Hart gets it away. Mainwaring puts it down to half forward. Lewis rarely side today, but he's marked just outside the 50.
Spinks is on and he's going down, so he's a big mark. Spinks is in the forward pocket.
The Eagles by 2 points.
Oh, what's he doing?
Pass. They came from all directions. Watson did well, knocked it forward. Russell slips it away. Krasiska to McGuan. The Magpies surge forward, kick to midfield. Buckley has been very good alongside the centre circle. Brown wants it long, but he goes short. Tranquilli. He's marked within scoring range.
He's had a dirty afternoon, McKenna.
Tranquilli will kick from just outside the 50. His side is down by 2 points. What a responsibility. 3.5 minutes to go.
He'll kick this. It's a beautiful kick for goal.
No second chances after this for Collingwood if they lose. They have to win. The kick is not good. It hangs a long time in the air. Brown! Almost! What a terrific effort. The umpire goes in to bounce it. Brown almost the mark.
Appealingly looked at the umpire as he came in to bounce the ball. Only metres from the Collingwood goal.
Well done,
and stumped over the boundary line by Jakovic, and we'll have a throw into the right forward pocket for Collingwood. So the Magpies still a big chance to snatch this game. They trail by 2 points, 3 minutes left, and it's certainly within scoring distance for Collingwood in their right forward pocket. Can they snatch a goal here? Christian and Hines. Christian takes it out of the air. He can't get his foot to it, and he's been penalised for holding the ball. Worsfold will take the free kick for the Eagles. Johnny Worsfold in the left back pocket for the West Coast. Should he come this side, he's going to be forced to go to the favoured side for the Magpies. Out in front of the Lily Marsh stand. Up high was Heady. Punched away. Chance for Williams. He gets around. Back onto his right foot. Hand pass. Short. Chopped off by Evans. Close to the boundary line. He kicks it back near the wing. And it's punched over by Watson. And we're down under 3 minutes. Centre wing, boundary throw-in. Capacity crowd at the WACA. On their toes. Can the Eagles hang on? Can Collingwood snatch a miraculous victory? The ball spills now for Pike. He gets his left foot to it. Kerrison In goes Watson again. He drags it in. Hines was good. And the umpire forced a bounce.
Just so important now to be in front. Because you can see the pressure. Ball just coming along the ground willy-nilly. If you're in front, you can take advantage. Gavin Brown has done it consistently in the second half.
Hines goes up and gets it down into the path of Lewis. Away it comes to Wilson. Back to Lewis. On the burst, about 75 metres from goal. Down towards full forward. Heady. Open goal. Gets it.
What luck for Kelly. He hit the ball, just couldn't control it. And that's what Heady did when he came on in the second quarter to kick his first goal. Rode the pack, and that's given them a bit of breathing space. They'll have to kick 2 goals now, Collingwood, to get this lead back. And Lewis, who started with Hines punch on the centre wing. Lewis got it, series of handballs. Kelly couldn't control. The opportunist, Heady.
I hope they hear the siren.
No wonder they have trouble winning in Victoria. This crowd, they're just absolutely beside themselves now. Close to the end of the game. And the West Coast lead by 8 points. The ball towards full forward. Kicked back by Watson. They need a mark here. Opportunity for Hassel. He goes after it with Lewis. Lewis gathers. Flips it out the back door to Hart. Hart goes away to Jakovic. Jakovic backs himself. It could be a critical play. He handballs to the 50-metre line. Collingwood take possession with Pert, but doing it well was Spinks. Gets the handball to Main Waring. Main Waring's kick is in towards centre-half forward. No mark. The ball spills. Held, but he didn't have it, was Russell. Maybe advantage. It is. It's with Collingwood. Christian took the football and got it to Buckley. Buckley wide. It must bounce nicely for McCartney, and he must kick a goal. If Collingwood are to be any chance, he must kick a goal, and he has. Magnificent stuff. McCartney's first goal, and Collingwood back in it with less than a minute. The centre play all important when the ball gets back there. 11-16 West Coast, 12 goals, 8 Collingwood.
Well, look at the space he's found McCartney here. Lewis just couldn't run him down. And a great kick from 50 metres up, pressure kick.
What about those Collingwood defenders, the way they hit the ball at the other end?
Can Hines get up and thump the ball like he did at the last bounce down? He got it moving their way for the West Coast.
Eagles by 2 points. Inside the last minute of the game, Hines went the distance. Williams has got it. Down he goes. The umpire wants it and the clock continues to run. This has been a contentious issue all season long.
I thought he might have got the free kick then, Williams.
As I said just moments ago, hopefully the umpires hear the siren this time. Umpire Carey puts it down right in the middle. Hines comes off his run. Christian against him, slacked out by Ball down towards half forward. Look at them go. Tired players all. In goes Kemp, missed it. Hassel's got it over the top. We're down to 20 seconds. McGuan will look away. Handfuls. It'll come back to Hassel.
There's a free kick behind play. Hassel.
The umpires whistle time
That's
on.
Main Waring, is it?
The clock is stopped at 13 seconds. Hassel will take the ball on the wing. He was held by Main Waring.
They've got to get numbers back, West Coast.
We're down to 10 seconds.
Collingwood are going to take him up.
Inside the 50. Missed by McGuan. It comes to Jakovic. They dive in. It's all over. The siren will sound. McGuan had the half chance. Couldn't hang on. It's all over at the WACA. And what a remarkable game of football. Only fitting in the weekend we've had. Collingwood ever so close. It doesn't need this to finish. It does not need this to finish. The Eagles need to be gracious victors here because Collingwood was superb.
That's one of the best games of football I've seen by both sides. Collingwood were terrific, Dennis. And the Eagles, when Collingwood threw everything at them.
And I think Worsfold, I hope he's not talking about that missed opportunity right at the end to Mickey McGuan. It was a tough one. What a game of football. The West Coast Eagles will advance to the second preliminary final in a fortnight's time. They get the week off and the season is over for Collingwood.
than a speeding